Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? So today again we are going to our class 5 of the course NextTS Rogue. As I said, one of the best courses available of NextJS over YouTube. This is a free course, and here we are going to build a simple application from the scratch, and then we are going to deploy that in a serverless environment. So you are going to learn things from the most basic thing until to the most difficult thing. Of course, that is a simple application. There's not anything so much complex here, but there is a lot of things that you can use in another different set of projects. That's the best thing about this course, actually. So today we're going to talk a little bit about styling, because we created some pages on Next.js and now we want to add some style to it, some CSS. And I think that most of the people that are doing these courses is a little bit familiar with HTML and also CSS, but don't worry, I will talk a little bit about it. But it is good if you know, if you are familiar a little bit with that. And for instance, as for the sake of simplicity of this course, we are not going to use another additional tool of CSS like SCSS or Tailwind CSS, or any another way, or even when usually people that use Typescript, they use styled components, but we are going to use the old and good CSS only. And the first thing that we are going to do is, if we go here to Visual Studio Code, we are going to create a new file called styles. We are going to create a new file called styles for inserting all our CSS. I will create here through the console, but you can create here up on the top. But I will create here styles.css. You just create the file. You can see that this file appeared here on the bottom. There is anything here first. But first, before starting effectively doing our CSS, let's first remember that I said in one of the last classes that the _app.tsx file, it is a component that overrides the default configuration from Next. And just remember, Next, the framework that all the static files and the front end files are processed on the server side. So it is handled in the server side and then it is sent to the browser. But this overrides the default configuration, and you do this only if you want to inject some middleware that all the pages will use, or in our case of this class, the CSS. If we put import the CSS here, the good thing is that all the pages will be able to access the CSS. So if you will do this, you will be able to import, to apply CSS styles in all of the classes. So instead of importing this in all of the components that are going to use, you just import that component, that everything will be shown, will be able to access the CSS style. So here today we're going to create a couple of styles. Just before creating each of the styles effectively, I will use this guy here, and also we'll use those guys here, which means I use those two CSS tags. That means that I'm going to apply this before and after the HTML is rendered. We are just going to do this because I just want to apply this CSS property to all the pages, whatever you are in your application, which is box sizing. And what box sizing, if I use border box, means that the padding property and also the border property will be intrinsic in the size of your component. So because the padding and the border affects when you change the width and the size of your components. And when we are using box sizing, we are basically telling that they are going to be measured together with width and all the other size attributes. But now this is just one part that doesn't matter so much. What matters here is what you're going to start now. We are first going to decorate our body, which is the whole body of your HTML. and let's put the background color in this. I will put the good thing is that in the IDE you are able to find a lot of colors available, so you don't need to keep searching for the hash of each color. But we are going to use this color here, Honeydew, which is a color that is like a little bit white and blue. And so we are going to use margin. And like the color doesn't matter too. It is just for to make the thing fancy, but you can put the color whatever the color you want. We are going to put the color of the fonts. We're going to put this hashtag 333, and then I'm going to do the font family. It might be that you don't have this font, but I will, as I'm using Mac, I'm going to put this one, which it is also already completed by the code. But you can put whatever your operational system offers to you in that case. So this will not change so much the application, just the font. And we are not focused in the font and how the letters will appear in our application. Now we are going to decorate our anchor tag of the HTML, which is the link tag. We are going to put this one. We are going to put a color because links are almost related to blue. So let's put a fancy blue for this one. And it will be this one, just this hash for this color. And then we are going to put test decoration, which will be none. We are going to remove all test decoration, just this color. And then we are going to put, I will just put to this, okay. Then the next one, we are going to put a hover. If you don't know what is a hover, imagine that you have a button. Do you know every time you pass the mouse through and on the top of this button and the color changes or some attribute changes, this is basically a hover. So you're just going to put a test decoration underline. So we are going to have an underline when we put the mouse, we hover the mouse over our button, our anchor tab. And then now we are going to decorate the 8R tag from HTML tag. We are going to put a border. Of course, no, we are going to take out the border actually. We are going to put the border top, with border top, which we are going to put 1 pixel solid, and it will be this color. This will be this color here, I think. Like, doesn't matter. You can put, let's put something like, it can be like, doesn't matter. It can be 000 or something really dark. I mean, and then now we are going to effectively create some of the CSS classes, which will be container. Remember that container is one of the classes that we use it on the layout component. Will be basically the CSS that makes the size of the overall layout of the page. So we are going to put a max width of 40 range. To don't overcome those properties, and then a margin of 1.15 rand auto, and then a padding. If you remember, padding, it is how you adjust the size of your component. It will be 10 rand. Okay, everything's it's okay here. I think we are done with the component. So let's decorate more two HTML tags, which is encode A2 tag. We are going to use a font. Let's increase the font size for that case. It will be font size 16. This one. Just to bear in mind that we are just the focus here is not to do SSS. It's just this simple class of CSS just to you guys to decorate a little bit of our app. But most of the app, you guys are going to do the CSS by yourself, or even copy from somewhere else. So margin, we are going to put a margin of 0. We don't want a margin on this one. We are going to put a padding again of 0 and 32 pixels, and then okay, we are going to create now a new class which is called create new. Basically it will be the class that will be applied to the button that we are going to create new customers. So we are going to put the proper display. It will be inline block. We are going to put a background color to this, which will be this one here, 00700F3, a blue color too, and then a border. Let's put our border radius to not be so squared, of 3 pixels only. A color again, hashtag FFF only. Only this color will be white. This one a padding of, let's take okay, a half rein and 1 rein, and then a margin bottom of 1 rein. Okay, we are good to go with this one, and we are going to create a hover for this one too, which will be create new, but hover 2 points, only 1 point hover. Hover, and will be test decoration again, which will be known for taking out the test decoration. And then we are going to create our table class, which will be, we are just going to give some style to our table where it is going to show the users. So it will be border, it will be 1 solid, and let's put it this one again, like doesn't matter this one too much. Let's put a border radius, which will be 4 pixels, and min width. We want to add a min width of the width of your table to done, because if we don't put this, the table will be so, it can be shrunk in the middle and will be too small when you are, say, related to width. And then padding top of 24 pixels. Okay, now everything is okay with this class. Then we are going to do the header row class, which is the class that is going to be used for our rows of the table. So it will be display. Let's do a grid for doing a grid display, and grid auto flow. Let's put this in a column. And grid template columns, you go here to this one, 1 FR, 1 FR, 1 FR again, and then we are going to do a padding of 0 and 32 px. Okay, everyone. So some of the properties, like just jumping from property to property, because I don't want to explain all of them. It must be that you are familiar with all of them, or even any of them. But this is just like a like we don't want to waste so much time in talk about those properties. And then we are going to go with our last CSS class, which will be credit card. It's going to decorate the credit card part. We are just going to put a margin left on this one, and we are going to put auto to be okay. So everything is okay. We have our CSS here, and remember that in some classes like index.tsx, we have already added some CSS classes over here. So like, for example, table, header row, credit card, create new, or even in the layout where we injected our container class. And now, and as we inserted CSS here now, we are good to go into run the project. Remember that you can run the project to here. You can go and run npm run dev, or you can even do in another way. You can go to the package.json file here, which is located in the root path of your project, and there on the Visual Studio code there will be a play button here. You just need to press this, which is the debug button, and we are going to be able to select one of the scripts. You select dev, and it's going to run for you automatically. So you don't need to, if you are the kind of guy or girl that doesn't like to use the terminal, you can go directly to that button here, that everything will be good to you. So let's go here. Let's just put localhost 3000, and we are going to see that everything now it is decorated for us. Remember that another thing that you can do for just changing the CSS of your apps or everything, you just need to go if you are using Chrome or whatever the browser is, you just need to inspect. You go to inspect, and here you can take a look in the CSS. You can take a look in all the HTML. So, but let's suppose that I want to change this button here. You just click on this one here and go to the button. And if you go here, it might be that this tab here will be here on the left side or on the right side. It depends how you configure your browser. But anyways, if you click with this button here and you click on the button and this blue button that you want to edit, you can edit live the CSS here. You can change from whatever you want. Like for example, I can change to orange, or even if I go to body here, I can change the body of my application. Let's put a green or something like this. The good thing is that you can do this even for, and this is an extra part of the course, you can do this for people that already knows this. This is a very silly thing, but for people that doesn't know, that's why I'm talking for you that doesn't know about this actually. You can go to the, for example, to BBC News, and you can even go to that site here, it's a website, go to inspect, and you can add the CSS here and also the HTML here. So you can make, this is a very dangerous thing because many hackers do this and spread fake news all around the different, through WhatsApp or any different messaging app. Like you can just go here, welcome to the BBC, you can change to, for example, to another journal, and this will be reflected. So this is one of the weirdest and silly ways that people create fake news, but they can create on behalf of those organizations. That's why this is very dangerous, but it's just a way, like you can go to the website that your friend create and change everything and just send a print of the page for him. Like this one, I will print just this. And he will be scared about this if he doesn't know about this. Of course, if he built a site, he will know about this. But this is just a silly thing that also this you can learn on this course. So this course in this class we just create the CSS. In the next class, just remember that we are going to class 6, which is located in the branch 6 of the repo. If you still don't have the link to this repo, this link is located down below here in the description of the video. And remember that all the classes has support for Portuguese version. So if you just click here, we are going to go to the readme.md file of the Portuguese version of this course. I wanted to do more language, but I couldn't. It will be very difficult for me, but no worries. And in the next class, we are going to start inserting data in our table. It will be a long class, but it will be one of the most important classes of the courses. So just see you guys in the next class. Have a good day, have a good evening, have a good weekend, everyone, and see you in the next class. Thanks a lot.